Hey everybody, what's going on? Before I start this video, I want to make sure that everybody's aware that this video does contain spoilers about the From Ashes DLC and about one-third way through the game of Mass Effect 3, where you go through the Rachni area and you are fighting Rachni and Reaper technology. So, if you're not afraid of these spoilers, let's go ahead and watch the video. As you can see where I am right now, I'm about a third way through the game, fighting Rachni / Reaper technology. And I have my Prothean friend with me. And hopefully you cut the video off before I said that, because otherwise that's a big spoiler in terms of the From Ashes DLC. And I will talk about that later, because I am sort of disappointed about it. But let's get into it. Let's get in to talk about what I like about this game and what I don't like about this game. And right now I'm in combat, and the combat is good. I am satisfied by it, and you can see I'm also sort of in a tight spot that I got out of. I'm playing on hardcore right now, so it's not terribly difficult, but it's just sort of like, you know. But whatever. I don't really find any part of this game terribly difficult. I just find that sometimes I get in a situation where I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what to do, which happens to me a lot because I'm not too smart at the games. But yeah, well, I handle myself pretty well. I'm playing Infiltrator, so I have my cloak, and I have my ammo abilities, and I have my different types of weapons, especially the sniper rifle and the SMG, so that's fun. But, yeah, you can see down there's a heavy weapon. Heavy weapons do not work the same as they did in Mass Effect 2, where you could pick them up, or you could buy them, and you have to buy ammo for them. Everything has ammo now, and, oh, wow, look at what happened in here. Oh, what we got here. Look at that melee system. It's so good. It's not very good. Let's, okay. Yeah, heavy weapons are found randomly, and you can't keep them with you. When you switch out of them, you drop them, which doesn't make any sense, because the heavy weapons aren't even that big. It's just kind of like, I guess I won't be carrying this with me. And hardly any of them are that great, so, I mean, my sniper rifle out-damages any of them anyway. So, look at that thing, fully automatic sniper. Let's talk about, let's keep talking about combat. You can see my teammate Garrus up there being an idiot. The squad AI leaves much to be desired of. Let's just say that. I feel like it's almost like unsuitable, especially on harder difficulties, and when you have a Prothean saying like, your species is so dumb on, or whatever. He speaks like a Jamaican accent, which makes no sense. But he, yeah, he's all like, I'm better than you in every way, and your species is inferior, but somehow I keep dying in combat, and you somehow have this whole thing figured out, so it's sort of upsetting how dumb your teammates are, but whatever. And I don't think the enemy AI is any smarter. Like there's range characters charging you. It doesn't make sense, but you know, they have to add this dynamic. But remember, Mass Effect 3 was advertised with ruthless AI that will demolish you into pieces, but that's completely untrue. They're just sort of missing a couple brain cells, to be honest. And that's look at that guy. Look how much armor he has. Look at my armor-piercing rounds. Yeah, the difficulty. I really wish difficulties in games these days actually change the proficiency of the AI, not just like, hey, we're gonna buff the damage tables and make you so it takes 2 shots to wipe out your shield and a single shot to kill you. But I mean, like I said, this game isn't very difficult. It just can be annoying, is all I'm trying to say. But, I mean, I still have a lot of fun with it. But anywho, getting out of combat, if you're any type of Mass Effect player, you'll know that combat is not the primary portion of this game, and it's sort of disappointing that BioWare offers an experience where you can basically ditch the narrative and just focus on combat, which is, I mean, why would you do that? Why? What's wrong with you? Why would you? I mean, I guess unless you're trying to do like a speed playthrough, I guess I would have to do that. Yeah, if I was going to do my insane playthrough, now that I think of it, I probably would skip a lot of the narrative. I would just play through the combat because of the parts that are necessary. Which is I don't think that's why that's there though. I think that feature is there for people who don't. Okay, look at this. Look at this nonsense. This is how I die in the game. Oh, yep, that's how it happens. I'm like, wait, was that a grenade? Was that a grenade? Yes, that was a grenade. Oh crap, I gotta get out of here, and then I die. That's basically the only times I die. My shields get wiped out a lot because it only takes one shot for the enemies to wipe out your shields, like that. Especially those heavy types. But, you know, I find myself not dying that often, and I don't think I'd die for the rest of the video. But let's talk about the story, about the other 75% of Mass Effect that goes on, and what I like and what I don't like about it, and what... I don't know, I kind of want to hear your guys' opinions on it, because I have mixed feelings. I feel like the game could get a lot better. This right now, what you're watching, is how far I am. I just finished this maybe moments ago. And yeah, I'm intrigued by the story. I like the basis. I like the premise. I love the setup for Mass Effect 2, where the Reapers are coming and Shepard is like, "I am the only right one, and you're all dumb." And then you got me arrested, and now that I was arrested, you're all screwed. And that's basically how it works. But I feel like watching Earth die in front of you should have a greater effect on Shepard than it does. And instead, it's just like, what I'm trying to say is there's no sense of urgency, which is something that I really think should be incorporated into the game, and it was incorporated into Mass Effect 2, and I felt this sense of urgency, and it's not here in Mass Effect 3 where I expected it to be, and it's bizarre. It makes this bizarre feeling that I'm able to like walk around the Purgatory Club and drink shots and dance with blue women while Earth is being decimated by these giant Reapers. And that, I mean, it doesn't really make any sense to me. I feel like I'm like dilly-dallying while my planet is dying, and that I understand that the player should be able to give him this open environment and give him lots of different possibilities to do, but it feels like it's kind of inappropriate in this type of situation. Now, I'm not let that ruin the game for me. I'm still enjoying the subtle slide plots, and the majority of the game actually is building up this army to fight these Reapers. And I understand that if I were to go back to Earth, I would be completely obliterated by these Reapers. But I'm missing that like emotional connection that comes with having your planet be destroyed and having all your family and your loved ones and that little kid that Shepard had a massive connection for apparently die in front of you. And it's weird. They try to do this thing where they have a little emotional scene that's like a dream, where I don't know, BioWare decides to set kids on fire, but I didn't feel an emotional connection with it, and that might have just been me. I didn't expect the scene. I thought it was a little poorly timed. It was just kind of like, it felt like it was kind of cut and paste in there. Like, oh, well, wait, we should be focusing on Earth dying and how that affects Shepard, so let's go back and add this little scene. And it was... I feel like it would serve its purpose for a lot of people, but it didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me, so I don't know what to think of it. In terms of story, I guess overall I am impressed. I do enjoy the Mass Effect storyline intensely. I really enjoy the lore. I really enjoy the environment. I feel like it has that great type of like cyberfu, not really cyberfu. I don't know, not cyberfu. Just basic generic futuristic thing, and it feels good. It looks clean. I feel like in terms of other parts of the game, if I'm going to talk about visuals and I'm going to talk about controls, I do play on the PC. I do play at 60 frames. I do play at maxed out settings. They don't really give you any settings, which is interesting, and I feel like they could have done a lot more with that, with the textures. I felt like really early on in the game, like the very first mission on Earth, the textures are really muddy, and then they get better once you leave Earth, which was sort of a bizarre visual thing where everything looked like shit, and then it didn't look like shit. Well, it doesn't look great, but it still looks okay. The shadowing, they fixed the lighting. They did a lot with the lighting. They did a lot with shadowing. It looks nice. They do give you an option to have post-processing, which, I mean, it works fine. But I feel like the textures could have been greatly improved, especially on a platform like PC. And if they do, I'm sure there's going to be a mod for it. I'm sure somebody might be working on it. But it's just like, I just feel like BioWare could have put a little bit more effort into that, because I feel like they do actually have a large PC presence that is... I feel like PC is growing these days, so I feel like they could have really suited the game a little bit more towards PC, but instead they focused on the Xbox with the whole Kinect integration, which I think is completely silly. Why do you need to Kinect to issue voice commands when like 9 out of 10 people have microphones? But maybe I don't understand the concepts of it. I'm just too stupid. So let's I want to wrap this up by talking about the From Ashes DLC really quick. And if you were wary about the From Ashes DLC and how that would ruin the game for you, and how like, oh, I have to pay $10 extra to get this DLC, I hope it's not relevant to the plot. Well, let me ruin this for you. It's very relevant to the plot, and it does add a lot to the game, and it's sort of upsetting in that manner. I did buy the collector's edition. I bought the digital deluxe edition, and I do have the DLC, and I was... This is a very heartfelt moment right now. Cutscene. Shh, cutscene. It's just kind of like... Yeah, here comes Grunt. Grunt's going to be badass in a second here. Close your eyes if you don't want to be spoiled from Grunt's badassness. So, yeah, look at this shit. But the From Ashes DLC really was a disappointment, not on a content level, but on a marketing level, where they have this like, oh, here, it's day 1 DLC, we promise it's good, so pay $10, and it is pretty good, and it adds a lot of things, but it's also... I was impressed by the DLC, except for one thing where they don't really build up to it at all, where they reveal this protein man that can play on your team. Oh, well, Grunt just jumped off the wall. I think that's a good ending point. Tell me what you think about this whole situation with From Ashes, and if you have played the game, let me know how you feel about it. But I'm going to cut it off right here, because something very interesting happens. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, as much as I did. So I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.